Hello, I'm GEOCAN and I welcome you to Solvemath. Yes, let's tackle this question on fractions. Pay critical attention here. Now, what do we have? 1 over 3 of pupils in class 2 are boys. If the total number of pupils in the class is 27, find the number of boys in the class. Good. This is simple, right? Good. We are told that 1 over 3 of pupils in class 2, they are what? Boys. So the question is seeking for the number of boys, the actual number of boys. Since we know the fraction is 1 over 3, we ask ourselves, then what is the total number of pupils in the class? And we have it in the question, which is what? 27. So you are just finding 1 over 3 of the total class, which is 1 over 3 of 27. And of in mathematics simply means what? Multiplication. So let's tackle it. Solution simply means how you solve it. So we are looking for the number of boys in the class. And we know the fraction of boys is what? It's 1 over 3 and it's of 1 over 3 of the total number of pupils in the class. And we have it here. It's given to us. What? We are told if the total number of pupils in the class is what? 27. So of 27. So what do we do? 1 over 3 times what? Of simply means multiplication. 27. 27 can also be 27 over 1 is the same thing. We put over 1 in order to make it simple for us. Good is equal to, now you check whether you can cancel vertically or diagonally. Note, I believe you know that. Good. So 1 over 3 cannot cancel. When you look diagonally here, you can cancel. 3 will go into what? 27. 313, 326, 339, 342, 35, 15, 36, 18, 37, 21, 38, 24, 39, 27. So 3 will go into what? 27, 9 times. 3 will go into itself what? Once. That's 313. So we have 1 over 1 times 9 over what? Over 1. Now, can we cancel vertically? No, we can't cancel again. No, we can't. Then, now, we can just what? Multiply horizontally because we can't cancel again. Good. So 9 times 1 will give us what? 9. And 1 times 1 will give us what? 1. Right? And any number over 1 is the same as that number. So it will give us what? It will give us 9. Good. So easy as ABC. What it simply means is that the number of boys in the class is what? It's 9. Easy as ABCD. This brings us to the end of today's lesson. Visit our various social media platforms and you have more of our videos. Till we meet again, it's adios. I welcome you all to Solvemath. My name is Jokan. Yes, let's tackle this question on fractions. Yes, what do we have? Pay attention. We have 2 over 5 of pupils in class 3 are boys. If the total number of pupils in the class is 40, now find the number of girls in the class. We are going to use 2 methods in tackling this question. Why am I saying so? Now, looking at the question, 2 over 5 of the pupils in the class are boys. So we know the fraction which are boys, right? Good. And we also know that the total number of pupils in the class are what? Is 40. So now we can use that to calculate the actual number of boys in the class, right? Good. And when we get that, we can subtract the answer from the total number of pupils in the class, which is 40. Then we can get the number of girls in the class. I believe you got that one. Fantastic. And in the second method, this is what we are going to do. We are going to find the fraction of the pupils which are girls in the class. Then we use that fraction to multiply the total number of pupils in the class. And let's see what the results will give us. So let's tackle with the first one. Good. We have our solution. Solution simply means how you solve it, right? Good. Now, so what do we have? 2 over 5. That's the number of pupils who are boys. So 2 over 5 of what? Of the total number of pupils in the class, which is 40. So let's divide it into 2. So we have 2 over 5 times what? 40 which is the same as 40 over 1. Good. Now, remember, you can cancel vertically or diagonally, right? So let's do that diagonally because 5 can go into 40. So 5, 8, 45, 1, 5, right? So you have 2 over 1 times 8 over 1, right? Good. Can we cancel again? No, we can't cancel vertical, neither can we cancel diagonal. So now we can multiply the numerators and the denominators horizontally, right? So 2 times 8, 2, 8, 16. Then 1 times 1 is 1. So 16 over 1 is the same as 16. You should know that by now. So this is the actual number of boys. So we have 16 boys. This is the actual number of boys in the class. But we are told to find the number of girls, right? And since we know the total number, so the total number, the 40, minus the number of boys, right? So 40 minus 16, which will give us 20 what? 4 girls. 24. So meaning you have 24 girls. That's what we were told to look for, easy as ABCD, right? Let's go on a break, and when we return, we will tackle it with the second method. Welcome back. Now we are going to use the second method in tackling this question. As I did say that with this second method, we are going to find the fraction of girls. It's easy to find. Since we know the fraction of what? Of boys. It's easy to find a fraction of girls. Then when we find the fraction of girls in the class, we multiply it with what? The total number of pupils. How will we know the fraction of what? Of girls. Now, remember, when we comment fractions, I said a fraction is part of a whole. That is something which is 1. So this, to find the fraction of girls, you have one whole number minus the fraction of boys is what? 2 over 5. 2 over 5. Now, this one whole number, in order to make it easier for us to subtract this one whole number, we can write it as 5 over 5 so that we have a common denominator to be able to do the subtraction. Right? Good. So this one whole number can be 5 over 5. I believe you got that. Yes, if this denominator was to be 4, you would have written this one as 4 over 4. In order to make it easier for us to subtract, if it were to be 3, we would have made the one whole number 3 over 3. So 5 over 5 minus 2 over 5. By now, I believe you know 5 over 5 is the same as one whole number, you know, right? And we are doing that to make it easier for us to subtract. Maths is systematic. Okay, good. So now let's subtract. In doing subtracting fractions with common denominators, just subtract the numerators. So 5 minus what? 2 will give us what? It will be 3 over 5. That's the denominator is 5. So we know, now we know the fraction of girls, right? Good. So we just find 3 over 5 of what? Of 40, which is the total number. So 3 over 5 times what? 40. Or when you say 40 over 1. Now let's do our cancellation. It could either be what? Diagonally or what? Vertically. So we can do it what? Diagonal. 5 will go into 40 8 times. 5 will go into itself once. That's 5 and 5. Can we cancel again? No, we cannot cancel again, right? Good. So now you can multiply horizontally. What do we have here? 3, 8. 3, 8 is what? 24. 1 times 1 will give us 1. Now, any number over 1 is the same as number. So 24 over 1, 24. Voila, look at this. Look at that, 24. So we have 24 girls. Easy as ABCD. I believe you got it. Easy, easy, easy. Method 1, method 2 gave us the same results. This is math for you. This brings us to the end of our lesson today. Visit our various social media platforms and enjoy our videos. Till we meet again. Adios. My name is GEOCAN and I welcome you to Solvemath. Quickly, let's move to the board and tackle this question on fractions. Good. I believe you've been following our previous editions. Amazing. Now, let's read the question. There are 48 oranges in a basket. Good. 1 over 6 of the oranges are rotten. Now, how many of the oranges are unrotten? The question is saying that in a particular basket, there are 48 oranges.
And out of the 48 oranges, 1/6 of it is rotten. Rotten simply means it's gone bad, it's spoiled, it's damaged, right? Good. Now, how many of the oranges are rotten? So the question wants us to look for the number of oranges that has not gone bad, right? Good. It's easy, right? Now, in tackling this question, we are going to use two methods. Two methods. What did I say? I said two methods. Now, in the first method, since we know the fraction of oranges that is rotten, we multiply it with the what? The total number of oranges, right? And that will give us the actual number of oranges that is what? Is rotten. But look at the question. What is the question expecting from us? The number of oranges which are unrotten. So if you are able to find the number of oranges which are rotten, we'll just subtract that from the total number of oranges. Then we'll get the number of oranges which are rotten. Good. And in the second method, we'll look for the fraction of oranges that is unrotten. Then we multiply the fraction of the oranges that is unrotten with the total number of oranges. And that will give us the actual number of oranges which are unrotten. So quickly, let's do that. Please pay critical attention here. Good. So you have your solution. Solution simply means how you tackle the question. So as I said, in the first method, we know the number of oranges which are rotten. So multiply that what? With the total number of oranges. So we're going to do 1/6 of 48, right? Good. And it's 1/6 times 48. We all know by now, you should know. Of in mathematics means multiplication. 48 standing alone can also be 48/1. We are doing that in order to make our cancellation so easy for us. I believe you get it. Good. Now, what do we have? You check whether you can cancel vertically or what? Diagonally. You should know this. So vertically, we can't cancel here. But diagonally, 6 can go into 48, right? 6 1 6, 6 2 12, 6 3 18, 6 4 24, 6 5 30. 6 is 36, 6 7 42, 6 8 is what? 48, exactly. So 6 will go into 48 8 times, and 6 will go into itself once, right? Let's check whether we can still cancel again. No, so what do we have? 1/1 times 8 over what? Over 1. Now we can cancel, so we can now multiply horizontally. I believe you remember that. We only multiply horizontally, right? Good. Now 1 times 8 is 8. Over 1 times 1 is 1, right? Good. So 8/1, which is equal to what? 8. So now we've been able to find the number of oranges which are what? Are rotten, which is what? 8 oranges, right? Good. So this is the number of oranges which are, but the question is seeking for what? The number of oranges which are unrotten. So we could just subtract the 8 from the 48, the total number of oranges. So 48 minus 8, and it will be equal to, this is easy, it's equal to what? 40. So 40 what? Oranges. 40 oranges. So it means 40 oranges are unrotten in the basket. This is easy, right? Good. Now, let's go on a quick break. And when we return, we will use the second method in tackling it. Welcome back. Yes, 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 yes. We are solving fractions here. Yes, we've used the first method in solving this question, and we are going to use the second method. And what would I say about the second method? This is what we are going to do. We are going to find the fraction of unrotten oranges, and if you are able to do that, we just multiply it with the total number of oranges in the basket, and that will give us the actual number of unrotten what? Oranges. This is easy as ABCD. So let's tackle it now. Look at what I'm going to do. In our previous lesson, remember I always said fraction is part of a whole when we use an orange as a demonstration. So a whole part of a whole. The whole is what? Is 1. 1. Also, that is represented as one whole number, right? So 1 minus the fraction of rotten oranges, which is 1 over 6. Good. When we are able to do this, we'll get a fraction of oranges which are rotten. Okay, good. Now, how will we solve this? This is simple subtraction of fractions. This is one whole number, and we can only do the subtraction when we have a common denominator. And that will make it easy for us. We just subtract the numerators. Okay, so one whole number can be written as 6 over 6. 6 over 6. 6 will go inside 1. 6 will go into itself once. 1 over 1, which is one whole number. Why did I write 6 over 6? Because I want a common denominator of 6 in order to make it easy for me to subtract. So 1 minus 1 over what? 6 minus 1 over 6. If this were to be 1 over 5, I would have written this as 5 over 5. If this were to be 1 over 4, I would have written this as 4 over 4 in order to have a common denominator, the same denominator, to make it easy for us to subtract. I believe you got that one. So this becomes easy for us to subtract. Since they have the common denominator, just subtract the what? The numerators. This is fraction. So 6 minus 1, which will give us what? 5 over 6. Good, easy as ABC. So now we have the fraction of oranges, which are what? Are unrotten. So if you want the actual number of oranges which are unrotten, we'll just find 5 over 6 of the total what? Number of oranges in the basket. So we find 5 over 6 of 48, which will be 5 over 6 times 48. And 48 can be written as 48 over 1. Any number over 1 is the same as that number. And you are doing this to be easy for us in cancelling, right? Good. Now, you see whether you'll be able to cancel either vertically or diagonally. So vertically is impossible, but diagonally, it is what? It is possible. 6 can go into 48. 6 will go into 48 8 times. 6 will go into itself once. That's 616. So now we have 5 over 1 times 8 over 1. Can we cancel again? No, we can't cancel again. So now you can multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. That's all. So 5, 8 will give us what? 40. Over 1 times 1 will give us 1. Okay, now 40 over 1 is equal to what? 40. So 40 oranges. 40 oranges. Voila, 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 voila. As you can see, 40 oranges here, 40 oranges. We got the same answer. We used method 1, which was what? 40. We used method 2, which was also 40. Isn't math beautiful? Isn't math amazing? Maths, it's fantastic. It's just about following simple rules and regulations. And indeed, you will enjoy this discipline. Yes, this brings us to the end of today's lesson on Solvemath. My name is George Cantrev. Yes, I believe you've enjoyed it. Try and visit our various social media platforms for more. And on TikTok, we are GEOCAN_GEOCAN. Or on YouTube, we are GEOCAN TV or GEOCAN Educational channel. Subscribe to the channel, share for others to also benefit. You can also find us on Facebook. That is, you can type Solvemath or Kidzone or GEOCAN TV or GEOCAN Educational Services. Yes, you'll find more of our videos there. Enjoy them, share for others to also benefit. Till we meet again for our next lesson. My name is GEOCAN. Adios. Hello, my name is GEOCAN and I welcome you to Solvemath. Let's move quickly to the board and tackle this question on fraction. Yes, a very beautiful and interesting question for you. Please pay critical attention here. Good. Now, Messi spent 2 over 7 of her packet money on biscuit and 1 over 7 on toffees. Now, what fraction of her packet money will be left? It's so critical to always determine or tell what the question is seeking or asking for. And what is the question seeking or asking for? What fraction of her packet money will be left? So what? The fraction of packet money that will be left. That is what the question is seeking for, right? Good. Now, pay critical attention here. Let's write our solution. As I always say, solution simply means how you solve it. Now, we know Messi spent 2/7 on what? On biscuit, and 1/7 on toffees. So to know the total fraction, you just add 2/7 plus 1/7, and you will know the total fraction spent, right? So let's do that. We have 2/7 plus 1/7. This is a simple fraction. You should know this, right? Since they have the same denominator, which is 7, you just have to add the what? The numerators. So 2 plus 1 will give us what? 3. So 3/7. Good. So this is the total fraction spent, right? But the question is seeking for the total fraction of the pocket money left. So now, since we know the fraction spent, it becomes easy, right? Now, remember I said fraction is always a part of a whole, and that whole is always represented as 1. Please take note of that. That whole is always represented as 1. Please, it's so essential. That's a critical rule. So now it's 1, right? That whole is 1 minus the fraction spent, which is what? 3/7. If you're able to do that, we'll know the fraction left, right? Good. So now, this 1 whole number can also be written as what? 7/7. 7/7 is the same as 1, right? Good. Why did I write 7/7? Because I want to have a denominator of 7 here in order to make it easy for me to do that subtraction, right? Good. So if this were to be 8, I would have written 8/8 here in order to have a common denominator of 8. If this were to be 5, I would have written this as 5/5. I believe you got it, right? So 7/7 minus 3/7. It becomes easy to subtract now. 7 having a common denominator. So 7 minus what? 3 will give us what? 4/7. Easy as ABCD. That is all. So this is the fraction of the pocket money left. Isn't it easy? 4/7. Easy as ABCD. Yes. This is Solvemath for you. My name is GEOCAN. And this brings us to the end of today's edition of Solvemath. I believe you've enjoyed it. I will urge you to visit our various social media platforms. On TikTok, we are GEOCAN_GEOCAN. Follow our page. We have more videos there. Enjoy them. Share for others to also benefit. On YouTube, we are GEOCAN TV or GEOCAN Educational Channel. Subscribe to the channel. Share for the others to also benefit from the channel. Also on Facebook, you can find us on Solvemath. Just type Solvemath. Like, follow the page, or Kids Zone, or GEOCAN TV, or GEOCAN Educational Channel, or better still, also on GEOCAN on Facebook. Just type GEOCAN on Facebook and follow the page. Yes, till we meet again for our next lesson. My name is GEOCAN, and I have love for math. Adios. I'm George Cantriff, and I welcome you to Solvemath. Today we have a very practical question on fractions to tackle. Please pay critical attention here and observe what is being done. Good. Now, let's read the question. GEOCAN traveled from Accra to Tamale. He traveled 3/8 of his journey by air, 1/8 of the journey by car, and the rest by train. Now, what fraction of the journey did he travel by train? Yes, this is easy. This is very practical. GEOCAN traveled, right? Good. And he used 3/8 and as by traveling via air, and 1/8 traveling via car, and the rest was being done via train. Please pay critical attention here with what I'm going to say. Remember, in fraction, the journey in fraction will be represented as 1. Okay, one whole number. Okay, it's so critical and so essential. The journey is represented as 1. Okay, so since we know that he used 3 over 8 by traveling by air and 1 over 8 via car, we can sum those two, right? Good. And if we are able to do that, we will subtract it from the whole journey, which is 1. And that will give us what? The what? The fraction of the journey he used by train. Okay, good. So let's have our solution here. Solution simply means how you solve it. Good. So we can add 3 over 8 plus 1 over 8. So since they have the common denominator of it, we just add the numerator. Simple what? Fraction. So we have 4 over what? Over 8. Good. So now we can subtract the 4 over 8 from the whole journey, which is what? 1. And that will give us our answer. The journey he did via what? Via train, because the question says, and the rest by train, the rest. Okay, good. So we have one whole number minus 4 over 8. Good. Look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to write the one whole number as what? 8 over 8. You should know this by now. One whole number is the same as 8 over 8. And I'm doing that in order to have a common denominator of 8. If this were to be 7, I would have written this as 7 over 7. In order to have a common denominator to subtract. That's all. So minus 4 over 8, which will be equals 8 minus what? Minus 4 will give us 4 over 8. Easy as ABC, right? Good. One may go on to do more cancellations. It's permitted, or one may leave it as this. Good. 4 will go into 8 how many times? 4, 2, 8. And 4 will go into self 1. So 4, 1, 4. So this can also be written as half 1 over 2. Easy as A, B, C, D. And that is the result. This is the fraction that he did via train. Okay, so this is easy as A, B, C, D. I believe you got it, right? Good. Please, you can visit our various social media platforms and enjoy more of these videos. On TikTok, we are GEOCAN_GEOCAN. Follow our page and share for others to also benefit. On YouTube, we are GEOCAN TV or GEOCAN Educational Channel. Subscribe and share for others to also benefit. You can also find us on Facebook. We are GEOCAN TV or GEOCAN Educational Channel, or Solvemath, or Kids Zone, or also GEOCAN, and you can find this logo there. Share for others to also benefit. Till we meet again for our next lesson, my name is GEOCAN. My name is GEOCAN. My name is GEOCAN, and I have love for math. Adios.